Welcome back to America's election headquarters. As you see the graphic there, Barack Obama re-elected president. That's our call from the decision desk. As you saw, Megyn Kelly just walking down to talk to them. The White House, there's already a crowd in front of the White House. As you look live there, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Some people gathered there to cheer and celebrate, and they're at Obama headquarters in Chicago, getting ready for whatever the celebration will be there. We are back now live here with the returning Megyn Kelly.
I just made it. It's a long way down to the decision desk.
Down there, but you did very well.
Thank you.
And joining us with his retort, Karl Rove. Okay.
I don't know if it's a retort. It's just a question, which is we have 4.5 million votes in, roughly. And we have a difference of 991 votes between the two candidates, according to the Secretary of State's website. There were 5.7 million votes cast last time around. If we had just simply the same number of people to cast votes, that'd be about 1.2 million people out. If you look at Cuyahoga County, 414,000 votes have already been cast. Last time around, 668,000 were cast. So somewhere around 260,000 votes would still come out of Cuyahoga County. Out of Hamilton County, which is Cincinnati at the other end of the state, 206,000 votes have been cast. 425,000 were cast last time around, about 220 yet to be cast in that county. And then there are a bunch of cats and dogs elsewhere, which add up to about another 720,000 votes. Now, it may be that Barack Obama wins the state, but it seems to me that, you got a lot of votes yet to cast. And while you do have a chunk out in Cuyahoga County, you got a chunk out in Hamilton County. The city of Cincinnati came in early. What remains, at least according to the Romney people, is primarily in fact, almost exclusively the Republican suburbs of Hamilton
County. They said that they expect big returns in Cuyahoga County, and that's Democratic County, and they're going to get big numbers in from there that are going to favor the president, not Mitt Romney.
That's right, but here's the point: is we've already had 414,000 votes cast in that county. There were 668 cast the last time around. So I'm just using what was cast last time around. That'd be about 258,000 in that county. But we got 220,000 in Hamilton. We got another county called Delaware, which is a good suburban Republican county north of Columbus. They've had 56,000 votes cast. They're going to have at least another 50,000 votes cast, and they're sort of like a Republican Cuyahoga County in their percentages. So all I'm saying is that, look, we've had one instance where something was prematurely called.
You know it well.
They said this is not going to be another one of those.
Maybe not.
Scenarios.
Maybe not. But again, I just wonder, when you're sitting there with 4.4 million votes cast, a difference of 991 votes between the two candidates. The difference is 49.19 to 49.17. If a little bit of caution might not be better if it's going to happen, let the votes begin to show it. Let the rest of Cuyahoga come in. Let some more Hamilton come in and start to see some of that separation. So you're validating it, not doing what it seems to me to be a very early call with 991 votes separating the two candidates.
I went back there, talked to Arnon Mishkin, Chris Stirewalt, Michael Barone's back there. They're
very smart guys. They're very smart guys. I'm just saying that in terms of public perception, it looks a little odd for us to be making a call with 991 votes.
But you know how the science works. They know the counties and they know the expected outcome, the makeup of the remaining electorate.
And look, they've got a bigger data set than I do. But I'm sitting here saying I know Cuyahoga, of those 258,000 votes, it's going to be 70-30 in all likelihood. But in the Hamilton ones, depending on what's left out, it could be 60-40 the other way.
They didn't seem to think it was going to be that much in Hamilton County.
They're pretty confident back there, Karl, but we'll keep on going back and forth. I don't know if we'll send Megyn walking again. But,
I think we should bring
them in
Chris
here.
Stirewalt or Arnon Mishkin out here to sit next to Karl and have them go toe-to-toe, duke it out. Bring Michael Barone in.
Bring his biggest brain in the world on this issue.
Make them walk down to us this time.
That's right. Go with the left-hander, Michael Barone. Okay. Welcome back to America's election headquarters. You're looking at the board for Ohio. Fox News Decision Desk has called that state for President Obama, and we have called the election for President Obama after getting Ohio's win, as well as Iowa and Oregon. The Associated Press also calling Ohio for President Obama. Let's look live now in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, That's Ohio. They are still there in Cuyahoga County. That's a live look. And we were told by Eric Shawn, who's there, that they were counting ballots just a short time ago. We're back here in New York with a showdown of sorts.
They don't look like they're counting.
They don't right now.
They look like they're done.
They do.
We have brought the two guys together to have a little discussion that may be illuminating to all of us. Karl Rove is now here, along with Michael Barone, who's been back there with the decision desk. And we'd like to refer to this as Cage Match 2012. Bring it. Go. Karl?
No, we're not going to be that impolite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go back. Why was this? Why did the Space Cowboys raise the issue? Because at the time that we did it, the numbers being shown on the Fox crawl were behind the Secretary of State's numbers by 4%. And, for example, right now we just showed 2.2 million or so, thereabouts, for each one of these guys. The Secretary of State shows 2,473,492 for Obama to 2,443,901 for Romney. Now the gap, which was 911 whenever this supposed pseudo cage match began, is now 29,906 for President Obama. But it's, we still have 700,000 votes or more likely to count. And so the question was, at a point when the Secretary of State's website was saying 911 votes difference, we were raising the cautionary note whether it might have been wise just to wait a little bit longer until things started to open up a little bit.
Well, when this discussion started off, I took a look at the votes remaining out in the counties, Karl, and what had happened between the time we called it and the time that you got some of these figures that were later than the call. Was that Butler County came in with its votes. There was something like 39% of the precincts in Butler County. That's just north of Cincinnati. It's where Mitt Romney ran that big rally last Friday in home of Speaker John Boehner. And those votes came in. That's what narrowed the margin. We've still got some votes out there in Delaware County, north of Columbus, which is heavily Republican, and Warren County, northeast of Cincinnati, and I-71. Those are going to be there. But we got half the precincts in Cuyahoga County still. There are some Republican suburbs in Cuyahoga County, but the precincts that are in are about 68%. It was Obama. It was about 68% Obama 4 years ago. I don't think there's reason to believe that huge Republican territory is waiting to come in there, even if the Republicans carry Parma, the famous place with all the bowling alleys and stuff. Hamilton County, Cincinnati, when I looked at it, they had about 55% Obama for the county. He won 53% there. What that says to me is that he's not getting the vote in, has not absorbed all of the black precincts in the central city. It's a mixture of central city, the Republican suburbs.
Well, yeah. So, Karl, you're now looking at numbers that you can say.
Yeah. Look. If we were calling this with 29,000, I'd be more accepting than if it was the Secretary of State with 911. And look, I'm not just. This is the smartest guy in America when it comes to precinct results. I'm just raising the question of our responsibility to call these things when it appears to ordinary Americans that we are not leading the pack for the sake of leading the pack, but we're calling it.
Maybe we got you a slow computer back there.
We were not. I think I can speak.
And look, there's also a difference of intelligence here. For example, Hamilton County, the people I'm talking to are saying the city of Cincinnati is largely in. What remains is the suburbs. They're pretty confident that there's a good shot of Romney carrying the county because of what's out. For example, when we called it, the Speaker of the Pro Tem State House District had only reported 3% of its vote, which is of a strong Republican territory. I'm just raising the cautionary cautionary concern. When we did it, we had 2/100% separating these two guys.
Karl, understood. We're going to have to get to a break in just a minute, but I just want to get this in. So do you feel confident now, Karl?
Look, I'm not that's why we have these smart guys sitting here, quarantined away from the rest of us to make the call. I just wanted to raise the question, which I did to Chris, that we made the call at a point when the Secretary of State's website was showing. And I'm a little sensitive about this, having been through this in 2000 when people sort of jumped the gun based on, in that case, erroneous data.
Well, but we called it when we had the statistical parameters were very conducive to a call.
Understood.
We're all on the same page
and appreciate having both of you.
Now this is not a cage match, as you it's a polite
it's a
intellectual
discussion between two brilliant guys. Thank
Karl,
you both
Michael,
so much.
thank you. We want to make one call, Nevada for President Obama on the other side of the break. We'll add it all up. Keep it here.
The people of America have spoken and have reelected President Obama to 4 more years. So what does the Republican Party need to do from today on? Let's talk to the former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, Karl Rove. Good morning to you.
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay. What happened?
Well,
Republican strongholds for the second election in a row. So what changes does the grand old party need to make? We're getting the answers from the architect, Karl Rove, who's combing the inside of paper and the headlines.
This is a time of great challenges for America, and I pray that the president will be successful in guiding our nation.